Thanks for watching this edition of the Fox 7 Austin CrimeWatch Digital Exclusive. I'm Dave Froehlich, and we're taking a look at some of the crime stories that have made headlines recently in our area. Cedar Park Police recently arrested a Leander ISD assistant principal who they say was driving while intoxicated when she hit a bicyclist outside Reed Elementary School. Here's more from Fox 7 Austin's Meredith Aldis.
Was more of a surprise to find out, really a shocking surprise. I'm almost disbelief, honestly, to figure out that that was even possible at 7 in the morning on a Monday.
That a woman's blood alcohol content was more than 3 times the legal limit to drive. Leander ISD's Reed Elementary School assistant principal, Marta Johnson, drove into a bicyclist right outside the front doors of the school.
It appeared that the vehicle had traveled off the road, which is a very low-speed road. You couldn't drive more than 5 or 10 miles per hour on it if you wanted to, and cleared the curb, done some damage to the vehicle, and I saw a person, my daughter and I saw a person on the ground in front of the vehicle and receiving medical attention, just beginning to receive medical attention at that point.
Cedar Park police say the man had road rash on his arms and was bleeding from his hands. Court documents state Johnson told police she was on her phone and not paying attention when she ran into the man, and she didn't seem to want to get out of her car to check on him. Police say her eyes were bloodshot, red, and glassy. Johnson told police she had drank 2 White Claws at around 10 o'clock the night before, but that was it. Her breath alcohol report shows she was drunk. She blew a .282, which is more than 3 times the legal limit. She was arrested and booked into the Williamson County Jail. Just last week, Brennan says another incident happened at his daughter's school. In a letter to parents, the principal says a student brought a toy gun to school.
So that happened on Wednesday, and then with my daughter being reluctant to even go to school, seeing the lights in the Monday morning made things just that much worse.
The principal says they took immediate action on Wednesday, and the staff is working to make needed updates to their practices to maintain a safe learning environment. Brennan says more needs to be done.
The interpretation of the code is more, I suppose, favoring enabling a bit of difficult repetitive behaviors in the classroom that are disruptive, in some cases dangerous.
Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin News.
Police are continuing to search for a passenger in a stolen truck after a police pursuit ended with a crash involving a Cap Metro bus in central Austin. Fox 7 Austin's Katie Pratt has more.
I did not know that 10,000-pound truck could move like that. I just saw the dash cam footage of it sliding in the camera.
Rion Bronson operates a handyman business called Picture Perfect Moving and Mounting.
It was 9 a.m. on a Thursday. I remember vividly because I had a moving job at 11 a.m. So I was getting out, thinking oh, okay, let me go warm the truck. Well, I guess it was already warmed up and someone took it.
A few hours later, this dash cam video captured the stolen F-250 in a high-speed chase in central Austin.
I just put AC in it and put about new tires all around. So I'm just seeing him just burn up all those tires.
The truck ended up crashing into a Cap Metro bus at the intersection of East 53rd and Duval near Home Slice Pizza. The impact of the crash pushed the bus into another vehicle that caused it to hit a telephone pole. There were 2 people who got out of the Ford and started running on foot.
In the same sentence, the officer said it was a high-speed chase, it got totaled, and both at the time, both the assailants they fled. They couldn't find them.
According to Texas DPS, the driver was arrested, but the passenger has not been caught. Officers are still working to identify the second suspect and make an arrest.
I don't have no truck, no tools. I can't work. So I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to, make it through.
Bronson's business revolves around having that truck. Now he's not sure what to do.
My truck was a 2001. So when I called the insurance, I actually had liability insurance. And they told me that they do not cover that.
He's already had to cancel several appointments, but remains hopeful that he will get back on his feet.
Trying to figure out, I'm trying to just give it to God and see if maybe a GoFundMe can help me out a little bit.
Katie Pratt, Fox 7 Austin News.
Austin police are searching for a 9-year-old girl who hasn't been seen since 2017. They say they've arrested her mother, who's accused of abusing one of her other children. Fox 7 Austin's Angela Shen has that story.
Police say the 9-year-old was never reported missing by her mother, who gave conflicting information to family members. APD says there are no school enrollment records for any of her children. Here's a photo of Ava Marie Gonzalez in 2017, and here's an age-progressed photo of what she might look like today. Her mother, 33-year-old Virginia Gonzalez, is charged with injuring a child, Ava's 7-year-old sister. According to the affidavit, on April 3rd, the victim's grandmother found the girl malnourished, soiled, and barricaded in a bedroom closet. 6 other children in the home on Ross Road appeared to be fine. But investigators realized an 8th child was missing.
Austin Police Department's missing person detectives are seriously concerned about Ava's welfare, given the circumstances in which Ava's 7-year-old sibling was found.
The affidavit says the victim only had 1 corn dog and a half cup of water a day. She was in the closet for weeks. The oldest children were ordered to put the victim in the closet because she had issues controlling her bladder and was trying to eat things she wasn't supposed to. When she was found and taken to the hospital, she only weighed 29 pounds. Virginia was arrested after a 2-week U.S. Marshals investigation. But the question remains, where is Ava, and why didn't anyone notice she was gone? Michelle Locke is a family law attorney unaffiliated with the case.
How does every checkpoint we have, every system we have in place, let this happen? And that was the shock. And then another part of it to me was, while I hope this child is alive, I think we are likely looking for a body, unfortunately.
She says for community members, speak up if you think something's suspicious.
There was most likely people that came into contact with these children that thought something was wrong and didn't report anything. I would err on the side of reporting, because you never know if you're going to save someone's life.
If you have any information, please come forward. We are not trying to get anyone in trouble. We're trying to ensure everyone's safety.
And CPS says their cases are confidential, so they can't share if they've been to the home before. The 7 children are now placed in foster care. In downtown Austin, Angela Shen, Fox 7 Austin News.
Austin police say a man out looking for his family's vehicle was shot to death and run over in Dell Valley. This happened near Dell Valley Elementary School, and investigators are looking for the person responsible. Fox 7 Austin's Meredith Aldis has the latest.
When you hit somebody, you're supposed to stop, render aid, and exchange information.
But the person who hit 20-year-old Anthony Salas on Saturday didn't. It happened at around 3:20 in the morning at the intersection of Ross Road and Pierce Lane near Dell Valley Elementary School. Austin Travis County EMS says they tried to save him, but couldn't.
I guess an innocent possibility is they didn't realize it happened. I don't see that happen very often. The other most popular reason is they're scared. They're scared because they did something wrong. They're scared because there are ramifications, or they have something in the car that they shouldn't, and they would rather take off than suffer the consequences and stay for police or EMS and fire to arrive.
Police say the suspect in this case didn't stay, and they may have been in a stolen vehicle. Investigators say a family had called 911 to report their car stolen out of the Sunchase neighborhood, and when Salas went to go find it, he was shot, ran over, and killed.
The tough part in these cases is when someone does take off after a crash, there's just limited resources to try to identify who that person may be, and you have to get those resources right away.
Police say there were multiple witnesses. One was actually arrested because he had an active warrant for fraud. And police do have this video. These persons of interest were seen on cameras appearing to burglarize multiple cars throughout South and East Austin on Friday night into Saturday morning. Police want to talk to them. If you recognize them, call APD. Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin News.
6th Street has a new look after being reopened to traffic back in December. It's part of the new police chief's efforts to crack down on crime in the area. Fox 7 Austin's Katie Pratt has reaction.
6th Street looks different with traffic flowing 24/7, and so do the barricades that separate vehicles and sidewalks.
I visit Austin often enough to know that, I know that there's a lot of positive changes being made. You kind of get a different story talking to everybody.
I think they need to take away the barricades. 6th Street was way better when you could walk in the street like the animals we are.
The curb edges are gone and new temporary fencing is up. The white and yellow blockades cover 2 blocks. This replaces the white metal fencing they put up in December that was held together by zip ties.
I think that the street should remain closed. I'm not sure why they opened it in the first place.
With vehicles running over the fence footings, crowds of people leaning on it at night, and it falling into the streets, the structure weakened and needed to be removed.
I do think that other options should be explored. What that may be, I'm not sure, but this just does not look very good, and it doesn't look like Austin to me.
It was set to be replaced on May 10th, but didn't make it that long, so they took it down on Thursday.
I think it all comes from good intentions. I just think there might be a better way to do it that doesn't impact local business.
The area is known for its live music venues, nightlife, and restaurants attracting large crowds of people.
But it didn't feel any different from most downtown areas where there's traffic. Nashville, for instance, they still allow traffic, and there's twice as many people as I saw last night.
The city of Austin has shared plans to add something more secure, but in the meantime, the barricades will be there until they come up with a long-term solution.
According to APD, preliminary reports show safety has slightly improved on 6th Street since those barriers went up. Well, we're now learning more about the controversial press conference discussing the stabbing of Austin Metcalf. Minister Dominique Alexander, who's been supporting Carmela Anthony's family, told Metcalf's father his actions were, quote, a disrespect to the dignity of his son, and asked the father to leave that press conference. The father's presence delayed that event by more than 40 minutes.
He make this very clear. The Anthony family didn't even know he was here. But how do we know what he came here for? He didn't come and asked or come to us and said, he just stood there. We didn't know what was going on. We didn't know if we started the press conference, and I'm not accusing him of anything. We didn't know if he was going to pull out a gun. We didn't know what we didn't know. But at the end of the day, will we just wait and just say, oh man, just let's start the press conference? We didn't pat anybody down coming into the facility. We didn't look at everybody. We didn't know, y'all.
Metcalf has responded to Alexander, saying Alexander was just looking for attention. A Harris County jury has convicted a man in the case of a road rage shooting that killed a beloved pastor in Houston. Fox's Jonathan Mejia has reaction to that verdict.
Nearly 3 years have passed since the tragic shooting of Pastor Ronald Mutton. Investigators say Longmire shot and killed Mutton back in June 2022 on a feeder road off Gulf Freeway in southeast Houston. Signs indicated that it was a case of road rage.
It's a moral victory to us, but it doesn't take the sadness away. The loss is just too significant to us to just be overjoyed. But it does give us a sense of relief to know that the guy that killed my brother will now pay for what he did.
Court documents revealed that Longmire, an Uber driver, was out on bond and did not obey his curfew conditions. Closing arguments were heard Thursday, with prosecutors saying Longmire's claim as an Uber driver was a lie in an attempt to create an alibi. Meanwhile, Longmire's defense attorney argued a jury should determine whether the case has reasonable doubt.
I first just want to apologize. And I know I know there's nothing I could do to change the situation. And if I could, I would. I made a mistake, and I hurt a lot of people.
The trial lasted for 3 days, and in less than 3 hours, the jury came out with the guilty verdict.
Finally, a Texas State student is being recognized for his community service work. The award honors a man who was shot through a wall and killed about 3.5 years ago. Fox 7 Austin's Meredith Aldis has that story.
The water flows through the Texas State University campus.
That was Austin's favorite thing about the campus. He loved to go to the river. He loved to hang out with his friends at the river.
But what flows now are memories, as everything stopped for the Saliers on September 16, 2021, when their son, Austin Salier, was killed. Salier was lying in bed asleep when his neighbor, Gabriel Brown, claimed at around midnight he accidentally fired his gun while modifying it. Salier was shot through the wall and died. Salier was a junior at Texas State University. He was studying criminal justice and military science, and he had just signed a contract with the Army. Last month, the Saliers were back on campus.
Going back to the campus that Austin loved, he was so excited to be there. He loved his time there. So there's a happy emotion that's with that, but then there's also the emptiness, the hole, the difficulty of him not being there.
They were there to continue to remember and honor him and present the Austin Salier Community Service Award at the University Police Department Gala.
I think Austin would really be happy and smile down upon us as we are able to allow his legacy to continue by presenting a student and helping another student.
This year's recipient, Julio Mata.
I'm very honored that I received this award.
He's in the Texas State ROTC program, studying marketing and military science. He served in the Army for more than 10 years and wants to eventually become an officer in the Army. The Saliers say it's his efforts, though, towards cleaning the river that stood out to them.
Not only are you willing to put your life on the line, with the military, but you're also willing to do simple things around your community and make the campus and your overall community a better place.
Something the Saliers say their son always tried to do, following their advice of do the right thing.
And I'm going to try to live up to the values that he carried, plus the ones that I already have on my own, to honor the legacy of one of our own.
The university has helped establish an endowment to help continue presenting this award with a scholarship each year. Meredith Aldis, Fox 7 Austin, CrimeWatch.
Well, for more on the stories featured in this episode, you can head to our website, fox7austin.com, and click on the CrimeWatch section at the top of the page. You can also watch our Fox local mobile and connected TV apps. They're free to download, and you can stream content on your phone as well as on multiple platforms like Roku and Apple TV. Thanks for watching this edition of the Fox 7 Austin CrimeWatch digital exclusive. Don't forget to subscribe to the Fox 7 Austin YouTube channel.